Well, how frustrating was that to get so close to the line?
No, it's not frustrating, and it's like anything. You're disappointed when you lose, but what we asked the players to come out and show, they did in spades, and it just shows you when you get most of the way you want to play and your quality is correct, then we're a very competitive side. We were very, very competitive today in everything we did. You can talk about the odd individual error or the odd poor decision or whatever, and that's kind of what summed up as losing the game probably. But at the same time, that is where we are as a rugby club, and I've got to be very careful that I don't get too frustrated when we've actually put in a fully committed performance and we move forward a little bit, and that's kind of what today was a bit more about. It was about us playing with intensity and like I say, an enthusiasm and a physicality, and obviously the job of the coaches, we've got to just keep improving some of our qualities while that's going on, not the other way around. And I think what you probably saw with a couple of the performances maybe post LV was that we were almost looking to improve as a side by being technically okay and not making too many mistakes and not giving up penalties, but the reality is it just stopped us being competitive, and we kind of went back a few weeks, took the shackles off a little bit and said, look, first and foremost, let's put in a really competitive performance. Let's be proud, when we have to have a supporters award done at the end, that you can stand there with your head held high because of what you brought to the game, and because of that I'm pleased with the level of performance. Obviously I'm disappointed that in a game that we've been in the lead for nearly the whole of the game, we've slipped in the last few minutes, but Harlequins are a very good side. They're fighting hard for a top 4 spot at the minute, and we very, very nearly beat them, and probably there was a time in the game when we probably could or maybe should have pushed on and beaten them fairly well, but there was like I said, we had a bit of a foot off the gas for 10 minutes in that second half, and ultimately it hurt us. But I'm not looking to find fault with anything, because that team went out and did as I asked them to do.
Rob, in that case, what's the step you need to take to win this kind of game? Because you've lost quite a few against distinguished opposition this season by this sort of, frustrating mark.
But I think that's where we are. I said to a couple of people before the game, when we had our dinner this week, and I sat down before the dinner and just actually went through the team, and I think we had 10 or 11 players now who this is their first regular season in the Premiership. If you, as an example, went through our pack of forwards, I think that started last week, and you went Ben Moon first year as a regular starter in the 23, Jack Yendall first year as a regular starter, backup hooker Luke Carandicki first season just kind of breaking in. It was the same with Alex Brown, same with Damien Welsh, same with Ben White, same with Dave Ewers, same with Dave Lewis, same with Sam Hill, same with Henry Slade, and you actually then think, well, losing by 1 point very late in the game against the Quins team going for the top 4, and those guys, and as long as those guys are learning and we're helping them improve, then next year there's got to be some improvement, just from experience and them working and training together. And so I'm very happy with where we are, and I've said to the players, there's two things we've got to be careful of. I think we're quite happy with where we see the team going and where we see the club going, and you look at the development that's happening here, and that all feels very nice. But at the same time, we've got to keep performing in the here and now. And today was a bit more about performing in the here and now than certainly the Sale game was.
We've had a taste of Europe season, but the fact that you're not going to have it next year, that must be a disappointment.
Well, it certainly gives us something to fight for again, because we will miss not being in the Heineken Cup, because it was a fantastic experience for us. But we've also had some great experiences in the second tier competition, whatever it ends up being called, and it does help you. It does help you manage your squad a little easier, and I think that'll be important for us next year. We feel comfortable with the squad we've put together. Still may be a couple of additions, and I think just being able to go after the Premiership with a bit more single focus might be something that's very, very good for us. I think this year we did end up going after 3 competitions pretty hard, and if we faded a little bit at the end, then that's probably my fault with maybe the use of the squad, so to speak. But I think at the moment we look like we've refreshed ourselves a bit and just found our feet again after the LV Cup final, which was important for us. And I think now we've hit the reset button and we're very much back to where we were.